Hot Rod Power Tour prep continues. I'll give you all the bad news in a minute, but we're continuing on regardless because we have a game plan and hopefully it's going to work. If not, like I said, Corvette's going to happen, but we're going to give it our every last bit of chance we can. So we are draining the old oil out. I had some Lucas oil and some other stuff in there just to kind of keep things lubricated while we had this motor sitting outside before we put it in the car. So that stuff's draining out now. It mixed a little bit with some of the old oil. No big deal. Oil doesn't look bad other than being black coming out. No water or fluid in it that I know of or that I saw. I've got a magnet down the bottom to catch any metal. We'll see what that looks like here in a minute, but oil's coming out. We have exhaust bolted on with our O2 bung up here for the sniper, just enough to get it to run. Obviously, if we get it running and we're able, we'll probably run into an exhaust shop in the name of time while I'm at work. So that's just enough to crank it. And then we have the drive shaft in as well, bolted in, new U-joints. Obviously, we still have a hole in the floor. I'm gonna save this probably till last because if I get it cranked and running and able to go, we are probably gonna just put a quick patch in that with some screws for now just to send it. If I don't, then I'm gonna do it the proper way and get a patch panel and actually do it the right way. So I'm kind of holding up on that. Obviously there's a big gaping hole. I've also still got to figure out the back window, which is over there, and the tonneau covers I'll need to strip still. Some of this is cosmetic and I'm not terribly worried about it. Some of it I need to actually do. So we're going through the stuff I actually need to get done. We got to have oil. We had to have a drive shaft. I'm going to finish hooking up the fuel tank in the back. So when we do get power, which brings me to my next problem, let me show you. All right, new oil is in it, letting that finish draining down the funnel, and then I'll put that cap back on and we're good under there. Let me show you all the real issue with what make sideline the wagon from going. It's not the hole in the floor. It's not the fact that the seat's completely up right now. I have that up for a reason. Well, I forgot the fuse panel was up here above the glove box. If y'all remember from my other videos, the glove box was full of rat crap. Also, you can kind of already see where I'm going with this, but this is part of the main harness that goes to the fuse panel. It's chewed through on either end. That connects most of the power up front, ignition, etc. This half of the dash over here, all the wiring looks okay. From here over is completely chewed up in about 5 or 6 different spots. So I could piece it back together and pray that the coloration's right. There's no more nicks in the wire, which would take me most of the afternoon when I can be doing other things. Or I got lucky and a friend of mine with a parts truck, same car I've got some of these other parts from, has a full wire harness that is in good shape. So we're gonna swap out the wire harness. Unfortunately, I didn't figure this out till the other night. I wish I'd have kept going the other night and figured out this ahead of time, but unfortunately the wire harness will not be here till Tuesday. So that will be the cruise-in night. That's the only night I'm not gonna be working on the wagon probably. And it'll be in Tuesday. I might try to get started Tuesday night on it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so we'll have 5 or 6 days to hopefully, well, after work, hopefully swap out the wire harness and hopefully have power. I connected the power. And that's another reason I found that out is I connected power. We had the battery connected the other night. I wasn't getting any power anywhere. Not under the hood, not wipers, not lights. So I thought, well, maybe the fuse panel, you know, maybe the fuse got taken out. You know, a lot of people like to go to junkyards and just rob fuses if they're good. Nope, mice got me again. Fortunately, it's the nature of the beast when you pull something out of the junkyard. 9 times out of 10, there's gonna be wires like this. Luckily, the rear wires, the tail lights, all that stuff looks okay. I think the problem is gonna be up here under the dash. So we're gonna get that in Tuesday and hopefully be able to salvage this wagon. We're gonna get everything else going. I need to finish up welding. The only reason I have not put the tank fully back in, I need to get the lines from there to the pass-through. We haven't done that yet because of this over here, but at this point in the game, that is not gonna leak water or air or anything. It's actually double walled, so we're going to leave this alone for now. We're going to fix this probably when we get back if we don't fix it. Obviously if I take this car. Everything else is welded in properly. The floor is good for now. Again, that's double walled, so it does not share a wall with this wall. We're going to probably put some car tags in right there for now. And then we're going to clean this up, put the tank in one final time, and put fuel in it. And hopefully when the wire harness gets here, and hopefully when I have power to everything, we're going to be good to run. Stay tuned. It's going to be cutting it close, guys. I'm not even going to lie. I'm sweating it. I keep touching my hand on things and keep reminding myself there's no window in here. And I don't know if the wire harness is any good going back here either. So there's a power motor. It's not a manual. So the power actually takes this window up and down. And if it's not down to hit this spring down here, the door will not open. So that means all this would be uncovered by rain if we hit rain. So we may get running, and then we may try to just force this track up and leave the window up and just not have it down at all. Which is one of the coolest features of this thing, in my opinion, is just the back window being a power switch way up there on the dash. But anyway, continuing on like nothing's wrong, because I'm hoping nothing is wrong. All right, update. The back end is in truck bed coat. It's drying. Y'all wanted me to do some sketchy stuff. Well, it's time for car tags over here in the spare tire well for now. And that's Kerry up there laughing. Kerry decided to come help me out out of the goodness of his heart. He is getting my doors where they will shut for me. He found a spring that was broke, so he's helping me out with that and some other stuff. Greatly appreciate him helping, because it's helping me out too and keeping me on track. So we got tags over there. I'll screw those in just to seal that hole for now. We're gonna put a panel up there and cover up that other patch panel. This is gonna dry, and the fuel tank's going in for the final time. Drill the holes for the tank, and then these back panels right here are the tonneau covers for that, so you won't see any of that. So those are drying as well. We're getting there slowly but surely. All right, we've been making good progress on the wagon today. I kind of forgot that I need seat belts possibly if this thing's gonna roll. So I started looking into order them, and a lot of the lead times are too late. Having to get on Marketplace, and I found some Mustang lap belts that should work with the factory system, the retractable sides. So yeah, we're gonna ride over to Columbus, Georgia, which is 20-30 minutes from the house. I'm gonna grab the lap belts, go by AutoZone, get a few things I need, and then also swing in Tractor Supply for hardware. Tractor Supply is my favorite place for hardware because they sell it by the poundage, not by the individual bolt or anything. So if you need bulk stuff, such as bolts for a gas tank to bolt them down, and there's more than 8 or 10, that's the best way to do it. So all right, so met the guy to grab the seat belts. He threw in this out of a Mustang, which was a trunk release. I'm not sure, I can't use it for what I have, but at least not that I know of, but I can use it for something else, I'm sure. So yeah, there are still Marketplace deals to be had. So I scored 3 brand new and 1 used seat belts. I think these are like 60 a piece originally. So there are still deals to be had on Facebook. You just have to wade through the idiots. And anyways, those should go in the wagon perfectly. They're black. As long as they work, I don't care. So I don't care if they're original 68 Ford station wagon. Don't care. As long as they work with the retractable belts that are there, it's gonna go perfect. Anyways, that's what we picked up. Time to head back to the shop and get some more work done. All right, one panel's in. I gotta find the hardware for the end. Mine were all rusted out, so I'll probably get some fresh ones tomorrow to bolt the rest of the tonneau system on. Everything is done down in the fuel area. So this is what I was talking about when I say it'd flip up. So that'll flip up. The other piece will go and kind of like prop up there as well. You'll see. Pretty interesting, cool little system. So all this down here will be hidden, and yep, that'll shut and cover that. It's obviously dirty in the floor. It'll match a little bit better when we get closer to time. But yeah, everything down here is done. All lines, pass-through lines and fill lines are done. We have our filter in here. That way it's just easy to get to, and I don't have to get on my back to change it out in the corner over there. So everything's nice and tidy right here, and goes over to the filler neck line. So you will not see that all that is done. It goes right there to the factory side. We're continuing to get some work done, even though we're waiting on the wire harness for up there. All right, thanks to some help, got off work today. The wires have been shortened up. There's 2 crosses I'm gonna make, so that cleans up right there, and then tidy these up right here, and that's all she wrote for that. After that is getting idle and vacuum lines hooked up to everything. Still need to finish the brakes, and then what I'm about to start working on is I'm running this seat for now. I'm not gonna have time to get it recovered, and also not sure what I want to recover it in. This was the bracket from where the floor pan that I put in there the other night is where the back of that rusted out, and as you can see, it rusted the bracket. So we're going to take that track off and mimic the bracket just like the other side, to see if we can't fix that. And we're going to also wrap the bottom in the Mexican blanket that I had sitting in there. That will actually make it nice and tidy, and then run the seat belts through. So that's on the agenda tonight. We'll see what else I can get done in the time before I have to go sleep for work tomorrow. So, all right, more work. Wires are done. Put up neatly right there. About as good neat as they're gonna get. Coils over here. So that wire has to run across. The only thing I'm not really a fan of, but I don't really want to mount it anywhere else. So for now, that's just going to be where it is. And then next thing we need to do is run vacuum lines to the brake booster, and then also the regulator over here. So I'll get that done. And then also, we now have working doors. They actually shut. Before they would just pop right back open. It is actually took some doing, but as you can see, this right here. So what it was is there's a spring that holds tension that when this hits, it slams it shut essentially. That was worn out. Put a new spring there. Everything worked except for this would fall when the door was shut. It probably needs taking it apart, cleaning and rebuilding, but for now, we just need to get rolling. So as you can see, there's a lot of tension on it. I put a spring on it, so basically it can't fall down. I actually don't have the door key anyway, so we're not going to be probably locking the doors, but there's not going to be anything for anybody to steal except for the car itself. So, and I highly doubt that we're going to hit that point. So doors are fixed, both sides. The seat is out, obviously, which is my next project. The seat is here, as you can see. That bracket was rotten off because, well, the store's already open, because that's the back piece that sat next to this hole, so it just rotted even quicker due to this window being out, which we now have in. We've sourced one, so we're going to build a bracket for that, weld it up tonight, and then we're going to run this seat for now. I'll eventually rebuild it and do the interior, and it's going to get this blanket over the middle, the bottom of it, just for well, looks, because it's ripped, and then also a little bit of comfort as much as I can get out of this wore out seat. It looks like there was probably the build sheet or some kind of sheet there. I can see a little bit of writing on there, but as soon as I try to grab that, it's going to probably fall apart, judging by all the rust and just nastiness that's in the seat. So, and a dirt dauber. These things are everywhere in the South. And a walnut. But anyways, so that's projects for tonight. And we will see how that goes and maybe continue on getting some other stuff done if I have time. All right, some of you said that you didn't really know about what I was talking about with the hinge system. So again, all this will be covered. I've got to finish this piece right here. It bolts in as a hinge. The hinge is frozen up, so I'm working on that too. But as you can see, that lifts up, so I can put stuff in the floor or put that down and cover all this. So this will be hidden. I have room for a jack because obviously I didn't put the nitrous in here. Random nut. Did not put the nitrous in here. I need to finish this wall, so I didn't want to put anything in here that I had to take out later. That is not that wall does not share a wall with the outside edge, so that's not going to get any exhaust in or anything like that. So should be good for that. Pass-through's done, fuel line's done, obviously from the earlier video. Obviously that's blue. It came off a different car. Mine is completely rotten in half from this back window being down, which was the issue back here and why I ended up going to the fuel cell and spending a lot of time doing that. So that lays flat. The seat will go back in up there, and that also lays flush right there. So it's flush all the way to the front seat. So I could put a twin bed in here if I wanted to, or wood or whatever. But anyway, some of y'all said you had trouble understanding what I was talking about with the tonneau cover system. So that is that. I'll finish the hinge or fix the hinge hopefully tomorrow. I've got it soaking right now. Hopefully we can get it bolted up and it can sit flush. And that is pretty much the back end is done, minus obviously there's no window in here. We need to put power to the regulator, which is power, 12-volt power, and also this power lock back here. We need to see if that's any good. This door is probably going to have to get replaced at some point, but it is almost impossible to find a full door that's in good shape. There's just not that many of them. Right now I have the door where it'll open with this handle, but there's also a handle up here that allows you to open it like a tailgate on a truck. So this swings it, that opens it like a tailgate, and the window is going to have to get the inside channels are going to have to get rebuilt for this to work properly. So that's another project. I may just not be, we may just pin the glass up, and I may not be rolling the window down or accessing the back, in which case we'll see what happens. Again, we're trying to make it so I'd rather have a window up and just watertight than I would worry about if it works or not before I go, or rush and rebuild something that's going to have issues. So all right, we got the old seat belts. I had to cut them out of the seat. They were so worn out and just stuck in there. As you can see, by some of the rust. They were just caked in there. What's ironic, so I picked up these the other night from a 68 Mustang, or that's where they told me they went to. They are almost the same. The only difference is these are black on the outside fully versus these have some chrome. Ironically, there's two like this and two with the Cobra emblem, which is what's on the valve cover. So we're gonna roll with that and probably put one of them in the middle for the middle seat on the bench, or maybe the driver's seat. I don't know. We'll play with that. But I am no interior man by any means. But that came out pretty dang good, if I don't say so myself. It's been a while since I've Mexican blanket wrapped a seat, but probably should do the top too. But the top's actually not in terrible shape, minus this little tear over here, which I'll cut the rough edge off, and then the end of the passenger seat is split right there. But other than that, she's stiff. It's gonna be a terrible ride sitting on that for many hours at a time, but I just coated it also. It's not that shiny usually. I put some stuff in there to bring that leather or vinyl, whatever it is, back to life a little bit. So we are gonna get the seat belts put in and this put back in at some point. But we're going to leave this seat out for now because the wire harness should be in tomorrow, and I'd rather be able to not have to fight the seat to get in that area. So that's going to be it for this evening. It's late. This probably will be the last update before I leave for Power Tour. So I might post some pictures of shorts. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to try to focus more on getting the job done and less filming. Obviously, tonight it was a little easier to film. But Tuesday, the wire harness being, I have my car meet Tuesday night. I'm gonna attend that. I'm not going to cancel it just to try to get more work in. I'm going to attend that. And then Wednesday, I'm going to go home and get some sleep tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, we're going to get hard at it with the wire harness, some of this other stuff, and try to get it running. It doesn't lack much. So y'all may or may not know what I'm taking to Power Tour until I actually am in the car. So we'll see. I may get so excited that I just post and give it away anyway, but gonna be cutting it close. Night, guys.